So you want to talk about Amazon, and you just got back from New York.
Yeah, I was in New York right when the Amazon took off and didn't want to do that deal. And a couple things. One was Cuomo and de Blasio became apoplectic, and in my esteem, they went up because of that. Because they were like, what are you people doing? Do you understand? We just walked out the door. We worked so hard to get this deal. It's 50,000, not jobs, careers, $27 billion in tax revenue in return for $3 billion dispensations, plus infrastructure and businesses and restaurants and hotels and rent increase, increases in the value of property. I mean, what the hell? And in response to that, the Ocasio-Cortezes and that group was literally dancing on the grave of the whole thing. Now we have $3 billion to put into the subway and give to the real people, as though that $3 billion was like something they were handing Amazon. It was a $3 billion tax break so they could make $27 billion in tax revenue. And now, Adam,
we freed up that money.
No, the money wasn't there.
Well, now it is, and we freed it up.
No, but here's the horrible part.
By the way, yes, you freed up the money that you don't have that was going to be generated. I know it was great seeing Cortez like, we'll put that into the subway system. Like, no, you won't, because it doesn't exist.
You don't have it, and then it gets worse.
Gary, your dad's an accountant. We got to get him on the blower to figure this out.
It's pretty complex.
Do you have the money that you say is freed up if it's a tax incentive, but the person, like if I said, we're going to give Toyota, I'm Nashville, and I go, I'm going to give Toyota a $5 billion tax incentive to move here and start manufacturing medium-sized pickup trucks.
And create tens of thousands of jobs and build out the factory.
But they never show up because I piss them off. I then have the $5 billion, though, right?
I don't think you need to call my dad for this one. I'm pretty comfortable saying no.
Okay. Well, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez says she got the money.
It's for the regular people now.
If she's got it, she's going to spread it around.
Yeah, and then she tweeted video of herself doing it. So
spreading around that money. All right.
It's unbelievable. Then,
sorry. I'm just going to jump in because I'm going to tell Gary to go hit up Max Zapata for, I think it was Como. I don't think it was DeBlasio. Is Como the governor?
Yeah, he was the one that was a little more vocal and sane. Because de Blasio tried to play both sides.
He did this great thing where he's like, everyone's leaving and we don't have money now because rich people are leaving.
Oh, yeah, that was before. That was before the Amazon departure.
Yeah.
That was that week.
He's like, hey, people, all it takes is a handful of rich people to leave and we're down. And I'm like, I thought they don't pay their fair share, though.
Well, they need to pay their fair share. They have to stick around to do it.
Well, if they don't pay their fair share, then who cares if they leave?
Right.
That's my argument. I'm going to use your argument. But anyway, right.
Well, then here's something even more horrible happen. So now you have Jon Stewart standing in front of all the firemen going, you're going to cut off their health care benefits because this was a time-limited thing. This needs to be extended. And you know what de Blasio says? Yeah, we were prepared to extend it. We don't have any money anymore.
Right.
We could have had the money to do this. Now we don't have the money. Where do they think money comes from? It's so frustrating.
I can tell you, Drew, that I sit around and I listen to the announcements about the fossil fuels and about us being all dead in 12 years and the ozone and the money and the man and the corporations and the big, any company with more than 35 employees is not to be trusted and blah, blah, blah. I hear it all. And it sounds like 1974.
Right?
It just sounds exactly like my childhood. It sounds like every single thing my mom ever said.
How are we back here again?
I don't know. It sounds like everything my mom ever said.
Yes.
Ever said about the environment, ever said about fossil fuels.
Is she resonating with it? Does she dig it?
I don't talk to her about anything, but I mean, shit, like literally everything to do with the environment, everything about fossil fuels, everything to do with the government, everything to do with the rich and paying their fair share and the man and this, that, and the other. It's 45 years old. It's old. It's the same. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez was not born when my mom was doing the same talking points.
Yeah, 100%.
It's a love of. Well, sorry. we've had to shift from Cuba and Russia to some Nordic states or something. You know, it used to be Russia. It used to be that
Russia was great.
Russia and Cuba were great. Now
people don't know that those were the idealized countries back in the 70s.
Yeah, it's all the same nonsense because we're all the same dumb human beings, and we just keep going. To me, the long and the short of it is if you are against. If you're worried about climate change, if you're worried about fossil fuels, if you're worried about the coal industry, you're worried about renewable and your clean energy and blah, 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 and you're against nuclear, then there's something wrong. Then you're not saying what you really think.
That's right.
All right. But somebody came up with the term no nukes, and it worked perfectly.
That's it.
On dumb people. Sorry, we'll play this clip. Makes me laugh because he's basically wanting to know what's going on. Like he's saying that the Trump tax cut is getting people to move to Florida.
Was that what he was saying?
Part of what he was saying was,
I thought he was just saying we got to fight to bring the
Well, he was saying both, but he was saying like, you want me to keep taxing the rich? They're moving. We can't keep doing that.
Well, I hope your California governor's listening to this.
No, he is not.
They deny that it's going to happen here.
He's putting Vaseline on his teeth right now, standing in front of a mirror.
Well, but so now you have Jon Stewart begging for these continue the coverage for people that were harmed, their health were harmed in the recovery of the World Trade Center, right? The first responders. No money. What are you going to do?
I don't. There's a kind of a fantastical, magical sort of thinking.
Yeah.
When it's like you announce no child should go to bed hungry. It's like, that doesn't mean anything to me.
Right.
I'm all ears on how we achieve that. But you making the proclamation that everyone deserves world-class health care, or college should be free, or medicine, everything should be free, or everyone should be giving a living wage, or whatever you're propping up, I'm all ears, but you got to tell me how it's going to work.
Well, I actually saw Van Jones doing a really interesting commentary on that. He was saying, when you think socialism, I don't really think that's what these young people mean. What they mean is they see their grandparents, their parents could pay for college and afford it. Now they can't afford college. Healthcare is becoming scary. What's the other issue? He mentioned something like something else that they really
fault is college,
right? And so he was like, that's why they want these things for free or for reduced costs, because they don't feel they can take advantage of things that previous generations have had.
Yeah,
it's an interesting observation.
No, first off, what's college worth these days? I mean,
is it worth $300,000?
It's worth anything. Crazy. I don't know what it's worth. I don't know. But look, here's the thing. There's always going to be an evolving. There's always, people that sit around. Well, what about artificial intelligence? Or what about trucks that drive themselves? And then we're not going to need truck drivers. And what are those guys going to do for a living? And all this. Like, I get it. There's always going to be an evolving, not sure what's next part of life. Mm-hmm. Our job, but you can say the same for your family. Like, okay, kid's going to take a spill on the bicycle and get injured. Dad may get fired, laid off from his job. Like, mom may have a physical problem or a mental problem, or the neighborhood or the community. Like, there's always going to be something.
Risk.
You need to be in shape.
Yeah.
You need to be in shape so that if there's a government shutdown and you don't get paid for 7 weeks, you can live off of the money that you'd set aside for those 7 weeks, and then you'll get reimbursed by the government or whatever that is. Like, there is a part of life where they say, it's kind of where that guy's in really good shape and he takes a spill and he falls 50 feet into a ravine, and the doctors say if he wasn't in such good shape, he would have been killed, but he was able to survive this incredible accident because he's in good shape. So first thing you need to do is you need to be in good shape.
Resilient.
Yeah. Society, micro, macro, you need to be in shape.
Yep.
So that if there's a situation where you get canned or you get injured or the government shuts down or whatever it is, that you're okay for a few weeks or a few months, and that you have a network around you, community, church,
what,
family.
What is this?
Yes.
How dare you?
I just told you how
radical you are.
Here's how we're going to solve homelessness: family, church, community. Nobody has to go sleep on the sidewalk.
Well, it's a little more complicated because those people are ill.
Well,
we got to deal with that too. But we're not going to, as a community, we have to deal with it.
I agree. Well, the family needs to take care of their kin, and that means mental issues, and that means substance issues, and that means you look no further than my schizophrenic brother-in-law. He's severely schizophrenic, but he has a family that looks after him.
Let me make no. Listen to me. You're going to like this.
Okay.
Because some schizophrenics, there's different kinds of schizophrenia, and some really have difficulty tolerating being in four walls. If you ever saw the movie The Soloist, it was a great example, a great exploration of that. He just had to be outside all the time, and he couldn't stand being in an apartment unless he's treated.
Yeah.
And the problem is there's families, thousands of families, desperate to take their family member back and get them treated. They have no authority to do that.
Right.
You have to expand the definition of gravely disabled, and you have to allow for conservatorships of people that need this to be well, as opposed to allowing the fucking symptoms of their illness to get in the way of the help they need. It's so bizarre.
Yeah,
so
you
need this part too for it all to happen, because there are families that are desperate to get their people back, can't do it. So
I agree. I agree with that statement.
Anyway.
I've been thinking a lot about, I've always known what I've known because I live in L.A., and L.A. had a lot of runaway production, they would call it. It wasn't runaway production, it was driven away production. There's this great like speech that like Garcetti or Gavin Newsom or Brown or whoever was like they're like, well, a lot of people split now, we'd like them to come back. And it's like, you drove them away. They're trying to make money, and they'd like to give you some of it, but they don't want to give you all of it because it flies in the face of what they're doing.
Yeah, they can't do what they want to do the way you're structuring it.
Well, it doesn't look.
By the way, even if somebody offers them a better deal, they're going to go for the better deal. That's all.
Well, they're business, remember?
Yeah.
I think part of the problem was sort of ascribing a personality to a business.
Well, now they're ascribing a morality.
A morality.
Right.
Well, then they're bad. Then they're good.
Right.
And I've said to people all the time, they're not bad or good. They're just leaving to make more money,
or whatever, just to make it go.
Well, you take a look at it this way: California, Los Angeles area had Nissan and Toyota. Now Texas has Nissan, and I think Nashville, Tennessee has Toyota. But either way,
what do those two states have in common?
I don't know. I feel like people would rather. I'm guessing most of the people that are working for Toyota and Nissan would have preferred to stay here by the beach, but not the man who has to pay.
Those two states do have something in common. Neither have state tax.
Well, there you go.
Period.
All right. So you guys are mad at Nissan and Toyota, or are you mad at the people that are over-regulating and taxing?
Get mad at Tennessee and Texas. Tell them they need to tax their people more.
Yes. It does crack me up. Like, they're not going to come here. Now, Nissan and Toyota took a lot of jobs when they left.
Yes, and you know how they get away with not taxing in their state? They grow. They grow people, grow jobs, and those people bring revenues to the state of all kinds. Sales taxes, property taxes.
Well, and all the industries that pop up around.
Yes, they all bring tax revenue without their even needing an income tax, just by attracting people to their state.
See, I have this theory, Drew.
Yeah.
My theory is that we are much more mobile than we were a few years ago.
Yes, I think that's true.
And everybody, it's on the table.
Yeah.
And in the past, California, New York, or whatever would always just sort of relied on, well, what are you going to do? You going to move to Nashville?
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna go to Nashville, Tennessee? Good luck.
Right.
Good luck finding a good Coney Island dog in Nashville, Tennessee. And you know what the answer is now? Nashville's nice.
Oh, it's super nice.
And Austin's nice, and people want to move.
Yeah.
And they will go there. And someone is going to open an authentic Brooklyn Coney dog stand too, and then they'll have it there. That's where we're at. Yeah. So don't do that. Well, what are you going to do? Go move? Yeah, everyone's going to move. And Nissan's going to move, and every production will be shot in New Mexico. Don't we understand that? With that in mind, now how do you want to move forward?
How they don't learn that, though, is weird. And when I saw, this is why I wanted to bring up the Amazon thing. When I saw them dancing on the grave of the deal, I thought, oh, my God, they're not going to learn. They're not going to get it.
Right.
There was a big billboard in Bronx now. Thanks, Alexandria.
Oh, really?
Yeah, big billboard.
This is a weird, I grew up with this, which is rich people don't pay taxes. So what do we listen to them for? And it's like, well, they don't pay taxes and you don't pay tax. Who's paying for you? You don't pay taxes. You just take stuff. How do you think this works?
They just print the money.